Hi everyone, back here again for another video. So the iPad Air 3 was released 2 years ago. Is it still worth it now that we are in 2021? And especially that a new iPad is rumored to come out perhaps in the next coming weeks. So let's have a look. Check out the timestamps if you want to go to the topic you want to watch. Please do consider subscribing, liking, and commenting below. It helps the channel more than you think. The iPad Air 3, even with its old iPad design and still comes with a headphone jack, the slimmer bezels and slimmer body make it look not so outdated. Although this still has the black bezels, it still looks good. The side bezels are not that thick. In fact, the sides of the iPad Air 3 are smaller than the iPad Pro's bezels. However, as we all know, the top and bottom ones are very thick. On the top, I guess we can blame the headphone jack for that. And at the bottom, here we still have the fingerprint scanner. It's very handy during this time when we are wearing masks most of the time. And that is if you can go out like to cafes to work on your iPad. What also makes the iPad Air 3 nice, in my opinion, is this space gray at the back of the iPad. I really like the space gray color. It looks much more sophisticated, at least for me personally. I have the Mochi Versa cover where the back has the clear case, so I can still glance at the beautiful back every now and then. And also, speaking of the Mochi Versa cover, I can use different angles depending on what I want to do with my iPad. I usually turn it into landscape mode, then I either watch YouTube or use it with my keyboard to do some typing, emails, or replying to YouTube comments. So in terms of using the iPad Air 3 on different tasks, I can say that mine is still working well. It is not slow and it's still very responsive. I can do all what I need to do on this iPad and have been doing so since I got this in July 2019. Then I started creating my YouTube videos in April of 2020, thanks to COVID, and I've never used a laptop since. In 2020, I used only my iPad Air 3 to prep my videos, write scripts, to edit and publish the videos. I even sometimes used the iPad Air 3's camera, the rear camera of course, for some shots in some of my old videos. Here's one. The side view shots were from my iPad Air 3 camera. It's not amazing, but very usable and acceptable for a small YouTuber like me. Here's another example that the iPad Air 3 is very much capable to handle a YouTube channel. In fact, I edited this video using my iPad Air 3. I airdropped all the videos from my iPhone to the iPad, and take note that I shot all this in 4K 24 frames per second. AirDrop is so convenient to use and transferring the videos are quite fast. Here I had a 14 plus minute video in 4K and took just a bit over 1 minute. So transferring shorter videos are definitely faster. I edit all the videos using the VLLO app and I'm using the paid version. The iPad Air 3 never gave me any issues while editing. There were no lags in scrubbing and playing the footages. I even recorded my voiceover using the voice memo app just because the voice recording directly on the VLLO wasn't that good. Then once I'm done, I exported it still in 4K resolution and then used still the iPad Air 3 to upload this in YouTube. So if I can edit 4K videos on my iPad Air 3, using this for typing documents, Excel sheets, there should not be any issues. In fact, I have been using different apps like Google Docs, Google Sheet, OneNote, and now Craft. All work flawlessly, and I have not had any major issues. Perhaps there were a few crashes, but it really barely happens. And of course, I have to mention my trusty Logitech keyboard and mouse. Connecting and typing with the Logitech K3AT and also the Logitech K4AT are very, very much possible, and I have not seen any issues. If you want to watch more details of using Logitech keyboards with the iPad, check out my other videos in the description box below. Then, if I want to use a mouse, I can of course connect a Bluetooth mouse, and also you can find my other videos of the different mice that I have used. But today, I used the Logitech M340 with the USB receiver. I have this cheap adapter I got from Lazada, and it works well. The response is pretty stable. Other Logitech mice don't really need a USB receiver and can be connected just by Bluetooth. If you want to see other mice, check out my other videos. Once the mouse is turned on, you can instantly use it, and the usual mouse gestures like to highlight and copy and paste all work well. The iPad Air 3 is the first iPad Air to support the Apple Pencil, the Gen 1 pencil of course. And I was really happy to have the chance to practice drawing again, and to just simply write manually my notes. I have made some videos where I drew on my iPad Air 3, and again, this works well with several drawing apps. Check out my other videos in the description box below. The latency may not be as good as the iPad Pro, but really I don't see a big difference. Here I can notice the lag, but only because it's in slow motion. But in normal view, I don't really see or notice it at all. So for students and for anyone who wants to use this for note-taking, whether handwritten notes or digital, the iPad Air 3 is very much capable to do this. As for the iPad Air 3's screen, the screen is a 10.5-inch Retina display, so it has plenty of screen real estate. And the screen is clear enough for us average users. It is also fully laminated, not like the standard iPads like the iPad 8th Gen. So the screen is not on the low end. For average users, browsing the web and pictures in Pinterest give a nice experience. And of course, watching YouTube videos on the iPad Air 3 is very much enjoyable. Most of us are concerned that the 64 gigabytes memory is not enough. I saved all the 4K footage I shot for this video, and since I usually delete the old videos that I will not use in the future, plus the documents I use are mostly saved online like Google Docs and Sheet, so the storage is still enough for me. As for the battery life, my iPad Air 3 still lasts for a reasonable amount of time. If I use it to watch YouTube or browse the net, it can last me a day or so. Today, I got a pretty long screen time, and with 50% battery, it lasted me around 4 hours more, where my screen was on all the time as I was editing this video. I haven't noticed the battery to drain fast, even if I've had this iPad for over 2 years. The charging though is very, very slow. It can take more than 3 hours when I charge it with less than 20% battery left. it is really annoyingly slow. The original price of the iPad Air was around 500 to 600 USD depending on the model and the storage that you get. And though Apple has discontinued the sale of this iPad, I still see some on sale, secondhand of course, in different websites. The prices range from the highest price of around 420 US dollars, but if you can find one in a lower price range and in good condition, I believe you're still in for a good treat. Or if you have the iPad Air 3 now, I would say keep using it. It's still a very good iPad that works well with all of basic computing tasks. I've had this for more than 2 years and I intend to keep it as long as I can. So, hope this video helps you in some way or another. Leave a comment, give it a like as it helps to push my channel to other viewers. And subscribe, of course, so we can stay connected all the time. That's it. Thanks for watching.